Hey guys, Chris from Flow Brackets. Now, McLaren 570S. These are quite difficult to mount number plates on because there's no mounting box of any sort. So we've come up with a solution. Now we're going to show you how it works. Let's get into it. So on the 570S, we have noticed that a lot of the cars, they'll grab their number plate, either bend it or buy a sticker and then mount it to the painted section of the car. We don't think that looks that great. So we've come up with a lower mount. This is a no drill solution. It mounts down the bottom here. That way you can put a bracket on and mount your number plate so you get a nice low mount and it doesn't hide the nose of the car. And I'll show you how to get that done. So what the customer had before was the number plate was up here. It was bent and they stuck it on. It sort of hides the curves of the car. So he wanted it mounted down the bottom. So that way it doesn't interfere with any of the design around the car. So what we're going to do is stick this on with the help of our jig. And this is the first thing we're going to talk about. So before we talk about the plinth, let's talk about the jig. Now, the problem is, how do you know where this goes? Because it can run away, it can be skewed. So we've designed a jig that matches all the contours around the car. So that way you have the confidence to stick it on right the first time. This is how it works. We've designed this jig to suit a few different bumper models. Now, there will be some gaps depending on what model it is, but the main thing is that will sort of self-center into that hole there, and it molds around the car and it's not going to move. It will suit different bumpers. If there's a little gap here and there, it's fine. It's designed that way to suit different years. So now that that's in there, self-locating part, it kind of scoops in and hugs itself around the curve. So you'll be sure and you'll know when you find middle. Then what you're going to do is prime this section. We'll give you some chemicals, which I'll just show you how that works in just a moment. This will then self-locate in this jig and stick down, and then you can release your jig and leave that part, which moves on to the next step. So the secret behind our no drill miniature plinth is the primer. So what you go to do is you crack the little glass tube that's inside this plastic housing. The primer leaks out, you apply it to the car. That way it gives maximum bond between the two products. So what we're going to do now is just work out where we need to apply the primer. And what I do is I'll just line up the jig first, and then I'll mock up where the plinth would go. Remove the jig by separating it. And I've got some masking tape here. And I'll mask off where this makes contact with the car. So then I can apply my primer. Now I've got my section masked out, I can use the primer, just crack the tube inside, and all the primer will leak out, and apply it generously to the car. But before we do, let's give it a really good clean using the alcohol wipes that we provide, because the cleaner it is, the stronger the bond. Now that everything's primed, I can remove my masking tape if I don't need that anymore. I'll refit my jig, ready to apply the miniature plinth. So same thing, I put the two pieces together again, find a locating tab, lining up with the hole in the bar, and then it will wrap around the contours and self-center. It's not going to move, and that will give me my position for my plinth. Before I take everything off and stick it to the car, I'm just going to show you the technique. The jig lines up the corners really well. So what you want to do is just hold it over the bumper, aim for the corners on both sides, and when they touch, then you push in, wedge it into the curve of the bar, and you're done. This time I peel off the tape and I'll go for it. Okay, peeled everything off. Let's aim for the corners while holding the jig in place. Aim for both corners. There we go, and then push, and then down. You can remove the jig, just pull it apart, and hold this down for a few minutes to get the maximum bond possible. Our miniature plinth does have an option for you to put in mechanical fixings as well. So on top of the tape, you can drill it down for the people that are going to run, say, very heavy plates or tracking the car with heavier plates on. So if you wanted to do that, it's an extra step. Just grab yourself a colored Sharpie, sort of reach in there and paint in the hole so that way you can see the dots. Grab a tiny drill bit. I'm using a 2.5 mil, 3 mil is okay. just peep in, drill out the holes, and then put in the screws provided for the added strength. Now that we have a miniature Plinth on, it's time to choose a bracket that matches the number plate style. So because this is a two-part mounting solution, you need a plinth to match the car and the bracket to match your number plate style. So for example, if you're going to run, say, European plates, grab yourself a European bracket in the correct size that attaches on. That way your plate has somewhere to go. So we have noticed that signature plates are quite popular with these cars. So I'll grab the matching bracket, bolt that on, choose the height, and then I can clip on my signature plates. So I've got a set of signature plates here. I might mount this up to see what it looks like because it is quite popular. So I've got my signature plates. I'm going to mount it just above the bottom of the bar. So the number plate just finishes at the top there. I'll mount it using this slot and that hole, using the bolt provided, and my plates can clip on. Now our signature bracket has a couple of features. The top clip actually clips into the channel of the bracket, and the bottom clips into the channel. So all you got to do is hook up the top, press in the bottom, and that clips it in place. And by tightening the two bottom grub screws, it actually pulls onto all the clips, which doesn't allow you to pry it off that easily. It also stops it from going side to side. And that's how you mount number plates using our number plate mounting system. Just remember, you need a plinth to suit the car and a number plate bracket to suit your number plate style to complete the two-part mounting solution. So I hope you found this video useful, and thanks for watching.